Here we have a new 2023 Ford F-150 Lariat. This one comes in the beautiful carbonized gray metallic, and then we have black perforated leather interior. Now the powertrain consists of that 3.5 liter PowerBoost V6 engine, made it to a 10-speed automatic transmission, and that gets us 430 horsepower, 570 pound-feet of torque. But as we come around to the front end here, we do get our LED headlamps along with LED daytime running lights and LED fog lights. And the lights don't flash like that. That's just how my camera's picking them up. But ever since the redesign, F-150 still looks pretty nice. And down here we have those gray 20s. I like how it matches the paint here. And then running boards there, passive keyless entry on the front. And then over here we have our memory seat controls, power door lock controls. We have power folding mirrors with blind spot monitors. And then we can lock our rear windows. Sorry if it's getting windy. And then we have our power mirror controls here. We can pick a side and then we can actually turn them off, which I like. And then we have one touch automatic windows for the front. And then we just have regular power windows for the back. Door handle there. Plenty of storage in the door panel. Very good size. And then we do have that premium Bang & Olufsen sound system. I'm gonna cut this down. Now over here, we can light those mirrors, which I love this feature. You get those side mirror lights, and then that's illuminated. Again, you do that for either side. Hit this twice to fold the tailgate down. Then we have our bed light we can control, gas cap, and then we have our headlamp controls, fog light controls, the brightness for the gauge cluster, the electronic parking brake. Pull on this to engage it, hit the brake, press down and disengage. And then we do have the lovely adjustable pedals there. And then here we have our power tilt and telescoping steering wheel. And there's our power driver's seat with power lumbar support. But I have that seat adjusted for my driving stance at 6'3" with longer legs. So let's go ahead and check out this rear leg room. But tons of storage here in the door panel again, even in the back. I love that. And then you can even fold the seat up if you want to for additional storage. But back here, pretty comfortable, tons of space. With the panoramic roof, I have about an inch or so of headroom, but I can still fit back here no problem. And then seat back pockets on both sides. And we have a 12-volt there, and then 2-stage heated outboard seats. A USB-C, USB-A charge port there, and then a 120-volt 3-prong household plug-in here. And then this middle seat does fold down, and we get cup holders. And then, love these hooks. Probably hang 3 or 4 hooks on there, no problem. You need to hang your shirts or uniforms. But let's go ahead and make our way to the back. I opened that fuel cap, so you all are gonna like that if you don't like being able to push button your gas cap. This one's lockable. And there is the fuel filler there. And then this does have the FX4 package, so I'll show you all how much that costs and what's included in it. And this is with the tailgate down. And over here, we have tons of outlets. So 4 120 volts, and then a 240 there. And you can power that on and off, and you have your relays or whatever there. And then with the tailgate up, there's a look at the back. And I want to give a huge shout out to Ford, Lincoln, and Franklin for allowing me to review this truck today. I'll leave a link below to it, as well as their entire inventory in the description below. But still, I mean, I see why the F-150 sold for however many years running, been the best-selling truck and all that. But here's our power front passenger seat, power lumbar support again. This interior looks nice. And then pocket there, lockable glove compartment here, owner's manuals, pretty good size. And then you still have the top pocket as well. And I love the trim, how that brown goes with the rest of this black here throughout. But taking a look at the window sticker here, all of your standard features are going to be up top. Y'all can pause if you need to take a closer look at that. Then all of your options are here. So that PowerBoost hybrid engine, costs you $3,300. And then a few other options, including the FX4 package, which gives you the skid plates. Then you get the B&O system, those 20s. And then you get sticker price right at $74,850. But the PowerBoost, what I like about it is now it's just running on the battery, and you hear that fan going, and every so often it'll just start up because I have the AC. Well, I had it on blast now, so it probably won't cut on as much because I have it turned down. But what's great is that city fuel economy. And there's that 3.5 liter PowerBoost hybrid setup there. But now let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat. So nice feeling leather wrap steering wheel here. I love that gray right in there, how it goes with the rest of the wheel, and the interior looks very premium. Again, that B&O sound system. Up here, we can control our Pro Power generator. You can pull up the camera here, and there's the backup camera. Sensors we can toggle, hazards, then traction control, downhill brake control. And then we have our Pro Trailer Assist. You can turn that on and off. Now to the radio here, sorry about that, we do get AM, and then we have FM, XM radio along with Bluetooth audio, and then we do get Apple CarPlay, Android Auto compatibility as well. Here's the navigation system, and I like that I can pull stuff up over here going through sub-menus. So the zone lighting, Pro Power on board, it'll read all that out to you when it's activated. You see your turning angles for off-road and all that, and there's several different menus to choose from. And then you can change the view as well. But over here to the features, we control the Pro Power onboard settings here. Driver assistance settings here. I want to make sure the adaptive cruise is on, and then the lane keep system is on. I like to leave that on alert and aid. And everything else is down through here. And then you have apps available. Settings are here if you want to connect your phone.
Search for your vehicle on your device and select it once it is found.
Pretty easy to do. And it'll walk you through all of that. That's pretty much it. And then you can set up favorites as well, and you can edit those there. Now down here we have the dual zone automatic climate controls, 3-stage heated cooled seats for the front, control power or temperature here, click that for power, and then you can adjust the dual mode for the passenger there. And then I like that you can click that on and off for the sync as opposed to having to do something else. So I like that, because a lot of the times when you sync, you have to actually adjust the temperature. But for that, you can just turn the dual mode on and off, which is fantastic. 3-stage auto mode, so either high, medium, or low for the fan speed. And then down here, there's a USB-C, USB-A input along with a wireless charging pad, and we can stow all of that away. Another 120-volt trailer brake controller. 4-wheel drive controls. You can lock the rear differential by hitting this button. You can adjust all the 4-wheel drive, set the 4-wheel auto there. And the shifter, I have it stowed to show you how it lays flat, and then you can just hit this button and then pull the lever behind, reverse neutral drive, and you can click this for manual mode, and then you can manually shift here. And then cup holders are here. Center console cubby, I like that you can lock it. That's an option. There's a keyhole there. And then removable tray, tons of space in here, and another USB-A, USB-C pair there. Tons of space in there, absolutely great. Then you can slide this tray one way or the other. And then here's a view of the back seat. We do have a power sliding rear window. And then I'm opening up the panoramic sunroof. And then we can either vent or slide that. And that's one touch. There's a second touch there with it all the way open. So I find that fantastic. I love having the roof open as much as possible. Sunglasses holder is there. And then all of the controls for that are here. And then we have the LED dome lights up there. That one more time. Now back to the steering wheel. We do have all of our safety system controls here. So adaptive cruise when that's set up, gap adjust for that. And it shows you all that over there. And I can turn the lane keeping system on and off. Voice recognition, volume controls, and then we can adjust that cruise there. And then to the right side of the steering wheel, Bluetooth control, and then track list or radio station presets here. We can use these buttons on this side, well, basically everything up here for the gauge cluster. So I can scroll through there, and then I can also delve into things and use that back button or that menu button to go back to that main menu there. But I like the truck info page because I'm able to see the tire pressure monitors there, and then off-road power distribution, which is a big thing for me. I like to keep an eye on that. And I like it. I like that it shows you where the electric motor is, the axles, and then all of that. So plenty to check out there. And then we can have our automatic windshield wipers on, and then we can adjust sensitivity there for that, and then low and high there. And then you can just press the button on the side for the front wiper fluid. High beams are there. Blinkers. Push button starts here. And finally, here's the key fob with remote start. But now let's go ahead and take this Ford F-150 Lariat with the PowerBoost V6 out on the road for a quick test drive. So starting the drive here in the F-150 Lariat with the PowerBoost V6, this engine is very strong. And it's almost weird how it drives. I can feel the bottom end torque from the battery, or from the electric motor, excuse me. And it's extremely potent. And I see where they get those torque numbers. Very strong engine. And the 10-speed does a good job, but even though you have the electric motor and the gas-powered engine, it's able to kind of go between all of that as need be with little issue. Which is impressive in itself. That's why most people usually put either a 6-speed automatic or a CVT, something like that, in a hybrid. I'm gonna put it in a sport mode because I think I'm gonna have some open road here and just see how it accelerates. Oh gosh. Oh man. Now that is impressive. That is extremely impressive. Oh, that put a smile on my face. Just very quick. There's something flapping around. I think it's a piece of paper out there. Yeah. But I mean, this thing is just so fast. It's insane. What is that? Anyways, I don't know what that rattling sound is. I don't know if you all can hear it. But after I did that pull, it probably loosened something up because it was gone. Just insane acceleration for a pickup truck. It almost felt as good as the F-150 Lightning. Now, of course, that's full electric, and that thing will do 0 to 60 in like 4 seconds, 4.5 seconds. But you could feel the turbos, you could feel the battery. You just have so much torque. It's insane. Now, what's great about the eco mode is it's meant to be an eco mode, but when you put your foot down and the truck knows you want to accelerate, it doesn't try and hold you back as much as other eco modes I've used in different vehicles. But the drivability of this truck is just 10 out of 10. It's so great. The sport mode, you really are getting all the power you need. The eco mode, it's eco-friendly, but it's not holding you back. And when you're in a full-size pickup truck, you don't want something that drives like a Nissan Sentra. So just a great feel all the way around. But you do get that. There's a reason they call it the PowerBoost, because gosh, you were feeling that. Absolutely incredible acceleration. I can't say enough about that. Now I'm gonna put the truck back into sport mode now, and I want to see how it accelerates manually while we get on the interstate. But I can tell you the shifts on this thing are super quick in sport mode, particularly. Yeah, that is so fantastic. And the sound of the truck is great as well. You wouldn't expect that with a V6 hybrid, even with it being the EcoBoost, but still incredible. That is nuts. Now in terms of ride quality, the F-150, pretty good ride so far. Try and get over again. Yeah, just great pull. I'm gonna put the cruise on now for a minute. We have the lane keeping system here just for a quick second because I have to get over. But in terms of competition, I really like Ford's system the best in terms of just having lane centering and adaptive cruise, only because Super Cruise is not more widely available. Super Cruise is the best to me, but there's a reason for that. That's why they charge you like $3 grand to get it. But what you get on here without having to pay a bunch extra is fantastic. And when it comes to the Silverado and the Ram, still, I think it's tied for the best option at this point, even after Chevy redid their trucks. I mean, in terms of your engine options, how good the transmission is, just how much of a joy it is to drive this, and just all the safety features you get. There's a reason it's been the best-selling truck for so long, and this will bring me to the end of my review of the new 2023 Ford F-150 Lariat.